How's everybody going? Welcome to MreGamersTV. I'm your host here, JustyBot619, with another WWE prediction on Hell in a Cell match with The Big Show versus Sheamus. And the outcomes are going to be really easy to guess, so I don't have as many pros and cons as like I had in the last video. And this time I'm going to be a little bit more kind of excited instead of just keeping it low. The last time I made the video, it was really late at night, so I couldn't really scream as loud as I can right now, so I might as well just get it out of the way in the morning. So that's the reason why it's going to be a little bit more interesting and kind of exciting. But I hope you guys enjoy this gameplay here in the background, and also let's get going with the pros and cons on Big Show. So the things, Big Show is kind of an easy guy to actually predict on how he'll actually outcome the other people and how the match will actually go, since he is the biggest athlete, which is my number one pro that I got on Big Show, is that he's the biggest athlete probably out of any sports out there. Like if you compare him to Shaq, I think Shaq's just a little bit smaller than him, but they're pretty darn close to size. So that's kind of one thing that Sheamus is going to lack, is he's not going to be the tallest person or the strongest person there. It's going to be the Big Show. And then another pro on Big Show is he has a really devastating knockout punch that can knock out anybody. Like if you've seen the last Friday Night SmackDown, they showed like pictures of him knocking out Randy Orton, like all the big guys that he's faced in the past in his career, in his kind of successful career. And then also, he has not had that many big moments yet as a champion, so I could see that he could possibly maybe turn face maybe when he becomes WWE champion, or he could be the rude heel that he has been for the past couple of months that has not really been really successful since he was a baby face or a face or whatever you want to call it, really. But those are just the three pros that I actually could come up with. That's just not... It was hard because Big Show really didn't have that many pros to actually guess on or think of. But he had a lot of cons against this match, and some of his cons is his heel turn. That has really affected his wins and loss ratio in the last couple of months, so I'm thinking that's going to be a big factor. People do not really care for heels that much. Only people who are actually into heel characters will actually care about this, but I'm not a heel favorite person most of the times. I'm mostly a babyface person for wrestlers, so that's going to be a big factor, like I said. And also, Big Show is old, but he has athleticism to actually get the job done at his age. And I wish I knew what his age was and could have told you. I'm guessing it's late 30s, maybe early 40s, since he's wrestled with The Rock and Triple H back in the early 1990s. So I'm guessing it has to be at least 40. And then also, he's not really had a good career as a champion, if you've noticed. Like, he finally got probably... I don't know if he's been... Yeah, I think he's been the World Heavyweight Champion before, but it was a really bad push. It was only 45 seconds he's held the belt for, but I think he held the belt a couple years earlier, and I'm guessing, I think it was the WWE Championship too he's held. I think were probably the successful times that he's actually held the championship, but I don't think he's going to get it this time, so basically it's a failure for Big Show. And the very last con that I have on Big Show is his heel turn, like I was saying, has really affected him. And that's basically all I have to say about Big Show, is that he's going to lose this match. I go with Sheamus once again for like the 5th time in a row. And if you guys haven't checked my Sheamus versus Del Rio's matches, just go to JustAbout619. I got like 2 or 3 videos on that channel of me actually predicting the match between those two for like the last couple of months, and I've been right almost every single time that I've made a prediction match, mostly. And then next up is the babyface Sheamus. That's the #1 pro about Sheamus. He's up there with the best, and he's going to get big pushes and stuff like how he has in the past, winning at WrestleMania with only like 15 seconds or less on Daniel Bryan, which was really surprising that they would do that at a WrestleMania event. Waste, what, 2 minutes of time, and then they have to find other matches to put in. But that's kind of a pro on Sheamus. And then another one is he's funny to watch and funny to listen to. Like, who would not like that? I like it. It's kind of funny how he's actually trying to be a Scottish person. It's pretty funny. And he's also younger than Big Show, which gives him a lot more, definitely a lot more publicity to winning. And then also, he's really good in the ring with all his moves. Like, he is really focused most of the times and has some really, really, really painful moves. If you've ever wrestled in your life and stuff, I would say some of his moves are really painful. And then some cons, I only got 2 here before we go. He's been the WWE champion since WrestleMania 28, so that's kind of long for this type of era for wrestling. So I think he won't lose it, but he'll lose it sometime before next year. And then also, he gets carried away. If you've seen in the past, like with Del Rios, he gets carried away. He gets too frustrated and stuff like that. But basically, those are the only 2 cons I have for Sheamus. So I hope you guys enjoyed this match with me picking Sheamus as the retaining WWE World Heavyweight Champion for SmackDown. So I hope you guys could subscribe to MreGamersTV and also check out MreGamersLP. That's where I manage, and that's where basically all the other Let's Play videos and any other sort of games will be. So peace out, guys, and I'm your host, JustAbout619 HD.